Claudius Claudianus, usually known in English as Claudian, was a Latin poet associated with the court of the Emperor Honorius at Mediolanum, and particularly with the general Stilicho. His work, written almost entirely in hexameters or elegiac couplets, falls into three main categories: poems for Honorius, poems for Stilicho, and mythological epic. Life. Claudian was born in Alexandria. He arrived in Rome before 395, and made his mark with a eulogy of his two young patrons, Probanus and Olybrius, thereby becoming court poet. He wrote a number of panegyrics on the consulship of his patrons, praise poems for the deeds of Stilicho, and invectives directed at Stilicho's rivals in the eastern court of Arcadius. He was well rewarded for these efforts. He was granted the rank of vir illustris. The Roman Senate honored him with a statue in the Roman Forum in 400. Stilicho's wife, Serena, secured a rich wife for him. Since none of Claudian's poems record the achievements of Stilicho after 404, scholars assume Claudian died in that year. As poet, although a native speaker of Greek, Claudian is one of the best Latin poetry stylists of late antiquity. He is not usually ranked among the top tier of Latin poets, but his writing is elegant, he tells a story well, and his polemical passages occasionally attain an unmatchable level of entertaining vitriol. The literature of his time is generally characterized by a quality modern critics find specious, of which Claudian's work is not free, and some find him cold and unfeeling. Claudian's poetry is a valuable historical source, though distorted by the conventions of panegyric. The historical and political poems connected with Stilicho have a manuscript tradition separate from the rest of his work, an indication that they were likely published as an independent collection, perhaps by Stilicho himself after Claudian's death. His most important non-political work is an unfinished epic, De Raptu Proserpine. The three extant books are believed to have been written in 395 and 397. In the 20th and early 21st centuries, Claudian has not been among the most popular Latin poets of antiquity, but the epic De Raptu influenced painting and poetry for centuries afterwards. Works: Panegyricus Dictus Probino Aeolibrio Consulibus, De Raptu Proserpine, in Rufinum, De Bello Gildonico, in Eutropium, Thescenina, Epithalamium de Nuptiis Honori Augusti, Panegyricus de Tertio Consulatu Honori Augusti, Panegyricus de Quarto Consulatu Honori Augusti, Panegyricus de Consulatu Flavii Manlii Theodori, de Consulatu Stilichonis, Panegyricus de Sextu Consulatu Honori Augusti, De Bello Gothico, Lesser Poems, Phoenix, Epithalamium Palladioe Salerni, De Magnet, De Crystallosque Aquarinerat. Editions and translations. Jewett Michael, editor and translator. Claudian Panegyricus de Sextu Consulatu Honori Augusti. Slavit, David I. Translator. Broken Columns. 2 Roman epic fragments. The Aeneid of Publius Papinius Statius and the Rape of Proserpine of Claudius Claudianus, with an afterword by David Constant, by Thomas and Anne Friedrich Claudianus. Der Raub der Proserpine, edition, translation and commentary, 2009, edition Antiqui, English verse translations of Claudian online, A. Hawkins translation via Google Books. J. Strutt's translation via Internet Archive.